So today, actually, before we came here, we just came from our first appointment with a therapist. So we just like literally saw a therapist for the first time with my son today, and it was quite emotional when we left because I've been trying to explain to him how important is therapy because of the things that he's been telling me that are going on in his life back in Zanin. And so when we walk out from the therapy today, he's like, Dad, I'm so grateful for you because everything that you've been telling me about this, I'm so relieved. You've been telling me that this is about healing. And I'm so relieved because I never thought that I'm going to be able to talk about what's happening.
I've been through hell and back, nobody by my side, nobody to console me, nobody to call home me. Hey, but the man got trauma, but the man got trauma. I've been through hell and back, nobody by my side, nobody to console me, nobody to call home me. Hey, but the man got trauma, but the man got trauma.
Hi, my ninjas. How are you doing? It's a girl, Owamie, and welcome back to another episode of To Hell and Back. If it's the first time joining us, you must definitely welcome. Please do make sure that you subscribe and obviously hit the bell. I absolutely love you. Now, my ninjas, today we have got Mr. Daniel Mukwena. Yay! Welcome.
Thank you very much, Owamie. Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be here.
Oh, how are you?
I'm fine now that I see you in person. I'm really inspired to be here.
Is it?
Yes.
Were you not fine before you saw me in person?
Look, I had mixed emotions.
Okay.
But when I think listened to you yesterday, and you were talking about coming back in 2025 and just becoming a winner again.
Okay, yes.
That's what inspired me. I was like, I really want to be a winner. So I'm going to go and speak to Owamie in person.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm really excited.
You know, we don't really get a lot of male guests.
Okay.
So I'm just interested, like, with the mixed emotions that you were feeling.
Yes.
Were you nervous to meet me? Or was it because of my character? You were not sure?
Well, obviously, I wanted to share a personal story.
Okay.
And, it's not easy to go public with a story that is so close.
To your heart
to
and
home
personal.
And to heart. Exactly. And so, that was just one of the things that I was a bit confused about, but I think being here is such a beautiful space. You have such a warm spirit as well.
Thank
so
you.
really feel that I'm at home.
Okay.
Yes.
No, feel at home. So
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank
you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm officially a ninja.
Yeah, you're officially a ninja. Yay! Okay, so let's go ahead and just get into this. First of all, let's just find out, who are you? Tell our audience, who are you? Where did you grow up? Family, siblings? Yeah.
Okay. As you rightly said, Owamie, my name is Daniel Mukwena. I was born in Sebokeng, south of Joburg.
Okay.
My parents separated when I was around 9 years.
Okay.
And my mother then moved to a township called Orange Farm, which is also south of Joburg. My father moved to the Meadville in a suburb called Helnion Klep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a small village.
Okay.
So I grew up mostly in Orange Farm. So I've spent my formative years in Orange Farm. Of course, I would see my dad now and then. But most of the time, I was in Orange Farm. I completed my matric in a school called Trinity, which is in Lens, also south of Joburg. I had aspired to become a politician. Always was interested to be the next...
Julius Malema.
Well, Nelson Mandela and all of those,
Okay.
Julius Malema was quite recent. But, growing up in a township like Orange Farm, where there was a lot of challenges, lack of sanitation, adequate housing, we can go on and on and on. So that's what really, after matric, I then applied to study politics. I was accepted at university to study politics. Unfortunately, now my mom is not working. I'm only reliant on my dad, who is a bit of economically advanced than my mom. So I go to my dad, I'm like, oh, I'm finally done with high school. I want to go to university, study politics. This is really what I want. Here's an acceptance letter. He says, I'm not interested to sponsor a politician. I'm really not interested. I'd rather you go for an engineering or something that effect, but politics, I'm not going to play that game with you. A bit of a setback, because this is really what I was passionate about and I wanted, but my mom could not now afford even to get a student loan for me to study. Alternative, what would I do? Because I'm not going to go to engineering school. I'm not good with numbers and all of those things. Decided to study photography, so enrolled at the Market Theatre photography workshop, did advanced photography there. In fact, I thought being a journalist would actually put me closer to becoming a politician, because, these people are always interacting almost in the same space. So then I decided to do photojournalism, got to an advanced diploma. After I complete my 1-year diploma, I get an internship with an international news agency. That's when I really started seeing the world. Just kind of like being independent, moving out of Kasi, trying to be independent as much as I could, But I still had the idea that I really want to one day be a leader and go and address these issues that I'm seeing in the township. Fast forward, complete my internship with the company, and I get very good ratings, like, we will take you for an extra year. Very excited. I go and tell my mom back in Orange Farm, because I think the experience of just working for an international news agency was, it just changed my outlook profoundly, because I would meet this prominent people, which I'd never thought that I could meet, So that on itself just like built a different character on me. So I then decided that I'm going to start freelancing, producing my own documentaries here and there. So I was born between my mom and my dad. There was 2 of us. So it was me and my younger brother. During that year when I had completed my internship, my brother, who was still in Orange Farm, had already moved out. He gets abducted and taken into an initiation school. This initiation schools in the township.
Okay, I mean, when you say abducted, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, well, usually that's what happens.
But usually with the abduction, is it not that one of your parents has to consent?
So that's not an abduction if there's a consent. So in this case, there's no consent. So they just coerce these young people into an illegal setup called initiation school.
Yeah.
And so my younger brother became a victim of that. So he dies at one of these initiation schools.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
We really experienced that as a family, and I think I'm still trying to make sense of it, whilst I'm still seeing that the culture, a rich culture, which is supposed to be building and empowering young people, is really just being commercialized, and there's atrocities that are taking place there. But our constitution allows things like that to happen, because everybody has the right to their culture, customs, and religion, and so forth. So, but I'll tell you how this now connects to my story. I'm just giving you a bit of a background. There's 2.
I'm sorry, I did not see that one coming. So that's why I'm just taken back a bit. But
So then I decide I'm going to this is now after the loss of my brother, who was my only brother. I didn't have any other sibling. So
Sorry, if I may ask, how old was your brother
he
when
was
he passed?
15.
He was 15.
Yes.
So when you say abducted, I think maybe let's just start off, just to, we're not gonna dwell on it, but I wanna just know. So he just went out like a normal day and just never came back, and they got a message that he's in one of the initiation schools. That's how it happened.
Yeah, so it's just a normal school day. Goes
Yeah.
to school, he
Yeah.
doesn't come back.
Okay.
2 days later, we start getting worried. We go to the police. They're like, no, we can't open a case for kidnapping or anything to that effect. I think you have to wait for 24 hours before you can report a lost child or something like that. And then I think a week or 2 weeks later, whilst we're still looking, somebody comes to the family and says, no, your child is somewhere in seclusion.
Yeah.
And we are demanding this much so that they can
take care of him and everything.
Yes.
I know that because even in my culture, I'm Venda.
Yes.
There are many boys that have done that, I mean, I'm so sorry because it was so unfortunate that your brother didn't come back. But yeah, it's something that is never ever advised. If you're young, you're watching this, never do that, because it's very important for your parents to know the place so that they can also make their own investigation first, But yeah, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it was quite a profound.
How far long
turnaround.
back was this?
This is about 15 years ago.
15 years,
Yeah,
okay.
So it's been quite some time.
Yeah, okay.
So fast forward that, then that's when I started having a view of kind of parenting. My parents were to us. My dad is absent. My mom is almost like powerless as well. There's no family structure to like just help us through this process. Because I'm working for this, or I had worked for this international company, I have this idea that let me go overseas and get, just like try and talk about this atrocities with organizations such as Amnesty International and so forth, just to highlight the
issues
that
we have this side.
we have this side.
Yeah.
Off I go to England. So yeah, I spent part of some of my time in England.
Okay.
Hopefully that covers my upbringing and where I come from.
Okay.
and so
How
on.
old were you when you went to England?
So I think I was like 19.
19. So you were very brave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
When you went there, did you go with the same company that you were working with? Or was it an independent trip?
it was just an independent trip because I'd already being exposed to.
But how did you get the money?
I'll tell you, because I'm working, I also went to my dad. I'm like, Dad, I need to take time off.
Okay.
My dad's like, okay, I'm going to help you.
Oh, so your dad helped. So your dad was kind of rich, ne?
I'll say he's done very well in
Okay,
business. Yeah.
okay.
My dad has done very well in business. Yeah.
Okay.
He comes from very humble
beginnings.
but he's done very well for himself.
Okay, and
Yeah.
did your dad ever remarry?
He did, yeah.
He did have
Yeah.
another family.
Yes.
I'm always usually very much just interested in understanding, so from a male perspective, did you ever feel a bit abandoned? Because now, I mean, your dad went on to continue his life, and I'm sure his new family was living comfortably, whilst you couldn't live as comfortably with your mom, couldn't even study the course you really wanted because he was against it and your mom could not afford.
Well, look, I think what was missing was the emotional security,
Okay.
especially as a boy child.
Okay.
I really needed to have a male role model, which is hard to find in a township. Boys are just hanging out in the street corners, and if you're not hanging out with them, you become
Their enemy, basically.
yeah. So I guess that sort of put me off as well because I couldn't now integrate into my mom's new family
Yeah.
and my dad's new family,
Also, your mom also remarried.
Yeah.
Okay. So, wow, now you were the only child from both of them and they have both they now have other families as well.
Yes.
Okay. No, I do understand why you felt you needed to just take a breather.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I understand. Okay.
So spent some time in Leeds where I had a friend, and upon spending time there, I realized that there's nothing to do here in Leeds. It's almost like countryside of England.
Okay.
Actually, I wanted to go to London.
Okay.
Everybody says, London is too much. You're not going to make it there. You know, it's too commercial. You need to have a set of skills for you to, like the only skills I have right now is a photographer, you know, and I know that I can do something. So I get to London. I realize that actually there's something going on with me, but I don't know what it is. And I haven't spoken to anyone about it. So I meet a friend, and the friend says, there's this opportunity you could go for therapy. Because I'd told the person my story and what happened back home. And like, oh, you could go for therapy, I'm like, therapy, what is that? I take a chance again. One evening, I go to this organization where they offer therapy and so on to foreign people, supposedly, in London. I get there, and so there's a group of other people from different countries. So it's like everyone, here's a piece of paper and a pen. You just write your story. We're going to produce like a booklet. You know. I'm excited. I'm like, oh, maybe this is a nice therapy, you know, something to pour my emotions into, and just try and process these emotions that I'm having, which I can't really identify what is happening with me.
Yeah.
Having done that for a couple of weeks, the person who is actually facilitating the program says, your story is actually quite profound. And I wish you could do something and go back home with some sort of skill that you could help to deal with these issues back at home. I'm like, wow, okay. She's like, I'm a lecturer at Goldsmith University. I'm lecturing master's students there, but we do have like a postgrad diploma that could get you into a master's program. So if you were interested, I could put you on a program. You know, instead of you coming here, you could at least be getting some skill. I'm like, wow, I don't know if I can qualify to study at a British university. You know, the prerequisite, the expectation is quite high. Like, no, we'll make a plan. So you've got your matric, you've got at least some advanced certificate in Yana, you have work experience, we'll motivate for you. Come the enrollment season, she gets me into the diploma program. Wow. Now I'm in a university, quite a prestige university in Britain, which even if I'd never dreamt that I could actually be sitting at a university.
And the finances?
So she's sponsoring me.
Wow.
This is a therapist, quite an old Jewish woman.
Okay.
Who has such a profound, big heart.
Yeah.
She says, I know you can't afford. The cost is like £5,000. Where am I going to get £5,000? Like, I'm going to sponsor you because I really think that your experience would add into the group. So it's more like a give and take situation, you know, because it was a new program.
Okay.
Called Intercultural Therapy in Diversity and Counseling.
Okay.
So the university was introducing this program, and they wanted as many candidates from different backgrounds, ethnic groups, and so on. And I think I was quite fortunate to have met her at that time. So she puts me into the program. I now start to meet other people from different countries. The beautiful thing about the program is I'm actually just sharing my story, and my dissertation is also going to be about my personal story. So it's nothing really difficult academically, if I put it that way. It's just my story from the dusty streets of Orange Farm, how I ended up here, what is happening emotionally, psychologically, and so on. Do the course, and during the year of doing that program, I'm on my way to see a friend in London. I jump on an underground train. I see a lady standing next to, like, on the other side of the platform. She kind of like lost, like, you know, and she's asking for directions from this other dude. So this other dude's like, I don't know London that much. Now I'm hearing this person, she's looking for some like directions.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me be at her rescue.
Let you be that
rescue this lady.
Prince Charming to come and save the day. Okay.
Let me go save this queen.
Yeah.
You know. So I jump over the platform like, hey, darling, how are you? I'm like,
darling.
Okay. Listen, I'm at a British university, so obviously now.
Of course. You know, was she black?
Yeah. She's black, beautiful as you.
Oh, thank you.
Hey. I'm like, hey, let me go and say hi.
Okay.
So anyway, she's like, yeah, my name is Ntoni. Yeah, where are you from? It's like, hey, right now I'm coming from Isle of Wight, which is like in the UK, but in the island.
Okay.
So, but originally I'm from South Africa.
Okay.
I'm like, hey man, are you from South Africa? It's like, yeah, I'm from South Africa. Like, hey. And then what's going on? It's like, I know, I'm just looking for opportunities here. I'm here on UPenn, Tony. So yeah, I'm trying to get somewhere now. I just came to London like 2-3 days ago from the island. So I'm not really familiar with the train network here.
Okay.
I want to go to this place. So would you tell me which train to take? I'm like, are we jumping on the same line, you know? Train comes. Yeah, we're going to the same line, but we're still going to change somewhere.
Okay.
If you know the London network. So you have to almost like know where you're going and where you need to connect to get there.
Yeah.
Right? So on the train, like, hey, okay, I'm also from South Africa. We exchange numbers. Okay, hopefully we'll talk and yeah, we'll see you if I see you. But at least we have numbers, we can chat. She jumps off. I continue with the journey. I think 2 days later, either she called me or I called her. I can't remember. But anyway, we set up time to hook up, you know. Like, yeah, I'll pull up at your place. I'm like, okay, no, it's fine. If you're not gonna get overwhelmed or lost or whatever, I'll wait for you at the train station at this time. Sure. Same day, she pulls up. Like, oh wow, okay. At least I'm now gonna start having conversations with somebody from back home, you know, because most of now my colleagues at school, my mates are probably British and other European countries. So it was like I was also like kind of missing
home,
an authentic conversation.
Yeah,
you know. Now, one thing led to another.
What one thing? What thing is that led to another?
I'm like, man, why don't you stay over for a night, you know? Yeah, you stay over for a night, you know, we'll be fine. We'll be fine, you know. And then we're on a new journey now.
Okay.
So at the time, I'm seeing this black British girl, you know, just trying to, you know, get something going. How she got the numbers of this British girl, I don't know. Apparently now she calls the girl and tells the girl to back off.
How long had you been with the British girl?
I think it was almost like 6 months or 7 months. Yeah.
Oh, wrong. I shame you're wrong for that. So you were with the British girl for like 6 months. The South African girl came and she immediately kicked out the British girl.
Straight.
So when she now called the British girl, did the British girl ever confront you about it?
Yeah, no, of course. She's like, yo, your person called me.
And?
Like, and then she's like, hey, your person said she's from South Africa, from Soweto to be precise. And if I try my... she's gonna stab me. I'm like, yeah. That's not like, she doesn't look like that at all, you know.
Did you now confront her?
Who?
The South African lady?
Yeah, of course.
And what was her response?
She's like, yeah, no, because me and you now are together. Why must I? I'm like, okay.
Did you find that attractive that she did that?
Ooh, I found her attractive, not really
The action.
Yeah, I thought like.
But I mean, you didn't leave. So it means there must have been something about that you didn't mind too much about. I mean, even if you minded, maybe it was not too much. Did you feel like, oh, maybe, she really cares for me? Like she went to this extreme length to make sure that it's just she and I?
Yeah, to some extent, this is my first real relationship.
Okay.
Because remember, since we started this conversation, I never told you
Oh,
about
yes,
any
that's
other
true.
relationship.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And now, for me to have a relationship with a British person again,
It was just
a new,
not, it's a new thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
So now being in a relationship with somebody from home, who grew up in Soweto,
Yeah,
so we all know
understood the
Josie,
culture.
understood the culture and everything.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, this is my now real relationship.
Okay.
And she's single, I'm single. I'm like, okay, let's do this. So I felt like she's seeing me, and she's also like connecting with me emotionally, more than just like a quick thing.
Okay.
Right. So I was really excited about that.
Okay. Okay.
So years later, I'm done at varsity. I'm like, I'm gonna try, because now I've got a network of wonderful people in London,
Okay.
and all of these people are just like inspiring me and like, dude, you can do great things.
But I'm sorry not to interrupt. When you finished now, you had a master's in what? Oh, you had a what?
Just a diploma.
Oh, a diploma in what?
In medical anthropology. So,
Okay.
yeah, so
Okay.
So like I said, the program's called Intercultural Therapy in Diversity and Counseling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but the postgrad diploma gives you access to a master's program.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So if I had the means, the resources, I would have entered
Just
the
done the
master's program.
master's.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
That's fine.
submitted my dissertation for the diploma, qualified, everything nice.
Okay.
So we're in a relationship now, and I'm almost like introducing my partner to all this network of people that I have. Wonderful people. At some point, I'm invited into like a conference at Westminster Parliament, and they were presenting climate change. This is when now climate change was now this very topical issue in Europe. And through that, I meet other people, business people, politicians, and so on. And one of them has interest to, my social activism, and says, I want to introduce you to my mentee. So if you have time, would you come to, I have a farm somewhere in countryside of England. So you could come there and meet my mentee, and maybe there could be some synergy there, and something that you could do when you go back home. Because right now my time is up in England. I have to go back home.
Okay.
My partner's visa is also like takatiki. Sorry. So at this time, I travel with my girlfriend to go visit this friend. When I get there, there's this big business person. I don't know this person. He comes working with like 6 bodyguards. And it's like, I was on my way. Are you Daniel? By the way, he says, are you Daniel? I'm like, yeah, I'm Daniel. He says, I was on my way to a vacation. I had to cancel my vacation because my friend told me that I need to come here and meet with you. What's your story? So I'm already on the spot now. Like, I need to
sell it fast.
Yeah, sell it fast. This person is telling me I was on my way to a vacation. I cancelled. I was literally at the airport.
Wow.
So I came here to listen to your story. Now I'm emotional, and also I don't want to be a victim. Because now I've got skills, I need to present a program. I need to say, this is what I want to do back at home. How do I get support to do this? I do that. 6 other people listening to me, so it's kind of like a very, but not hostile, but
intimidating.
Intimidating,
yes.
Yeah. And business people, they always look at their watch.
Yeah,
watches,
it's like
like get to the
get to the point.
He says, okay, it's fine. Meet me in London, I think a day or, 2 days after. Okay, it's fine. We'll meet in London. 2 days later, we meet at the British Library. It's one of the biggest libraries. I used to spend my time in that library. They have almost like all the books in the world. Beautiful, beautiful space. So we make an appointment to meet there. He pulls up. We sit there. We have a cup of tea. He's like, I don't have time. Here's some money. Takes out an envelope in his pocket. It's like, here's the money. I'll get my PA to book you guys the flights. That money is just going to help you when you get back home, just to, have some breath. And then we'll talk when you're there. That is where now I decide to come back home with this new person that I met in England.
And now we're just a bit interested. Yeah. With the money, would you say it was good, better, or best?
I think it was just good because remember I'd been away from home. Yeah. I don't have a place to stay.
Okay.
I need to set myself up when I get there.
Yeah.
So it's not money to
splurge
or display opulence or whatever. It's just money to set me up. Okay. So anyway, we come back together with
your partner.
My partner. When we get here, she goes to her family. I go to my family, so my dad. When I get to my dad, I found out my dad has been divorced now with the lady that the wife that I had left him with. So he's now living alone. Quite a sad experience as well, seeing him going through all of that without. He didn't share with me, even though we had contact while I was overseas, but he couldn't share with me the pain that he was going through. I don't know what was going through my partner's or my girlfriend's mind now. She thinks now this one has got money, this one has got friends there in England. We're just going to be living like a perfect life. This is maybe what she presents to her family. A week later, she's like, I'm coming to meet your family. I'm like, hey, I'm with my dad, but anyway, my dad is quite a flexible person.
That will be okay. Sorry to interrupt. For us to just understand, how long had you guys been together now when you came back to South Africa?
I think it was a year now.
A year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she comes and stay over with me and my dad and my other brothers for about a week or so. Then she goes back. I think it was around December, like the festive season period. January, I get a call. Hey, you need to come and introduce yourself at home. How at home where? Tzaneen. Tzaneen? I've never been to Tzaneen. I've only heard about Tzaneen in my entire life. I've never thought that I would
go
married.
But was she not from Soweto?
She grew up in Soweto, but originally she's from
Tzaneen.
Okay. It's like, you need to come and introduce, you need to get your family to come and introduce themselves to my family. What? Hey, I'm like, but this is overwhelming now. But, I tried to discuss it with her that, no, man, I don't have money to get married. I don't have the resources now. I don't have, ways to just jump into marriage now. I need to set myself up for work and so on. It's like, it's not going to happen like that. Me and you, we need to be together. Let's come here and introduce yourself. It's not like you're getting married, but you need to just like, your family needs to meet my family. It needs to be like an official. Now this relationship has to be official. Hey man, okay. This person is now like almost coercing me to do something that I not have in my plans. I go to my mom. I tell my mom, this is what's happening. I met this new person. I feel like she's a wonderful person, and I feel like maybe I can start life with her. I don't know what you feel like. My mom is like, boy, anything for you.
Yeah.
Go to my dad, tell the same story. My dad's like, no ways. There's no way. You need to set yourself up, boy. Relationships and so on, it's not going to help you now.
Do you think maybe your dad was also talking because he had been wounded at that time? He was going through a divorce, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, partly could be that his experience.
Yeah, his experience. Okay.
Yeah, and also just like knowing how I don't have the resources to look after a wife.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
But now, I love this person now. I'm caught up between, do I go?
Do I not?
If I don't, she already told me that if I don't,
it's over.
Yeah, it's over. Like, let me organize organize uncle, my mom, this and that. Off we go to Tzaneen. And we arrive in Tzaneen. They welcome us there. Hey, who am Konyana lo? Oh, bola.
Okay.
Hey, we don't hear anything, but we are like, okay, it's fine. I remember I'm sitting like next door. I can't actually go inside the house while they are busy negotiating.
Wait, what are they negotiating now?
Mani lobola.
Wait, did you not say it was just a meeting for the family?
Hey, I thought it was a meeting for the family. I honestly thought it was a meeting
so sorry.
for the family.
I don't mean to laugh. I mean, I'm so
it's quite hilarious.
So you're not sitting next door. The Lobola negotiations are happening.
Now I'm starting to think, but you know what? This person, she knows, man, what she's doing, man. This is a family, so she just wants to get out of. Lena, maybe I have that feeling, man, this is just a game, you know. We'll wake up and rethink this thing.
Okay.
I can do it now. This is serious. Okay, now apparently we don't have enough money, but we leave the money that we have there, and then we get a letter about how much is outstanding.
So when they are now negotiating, did anyone at one point ever maybe call you to say this is the amount that they are saying you have to pay for lobola? Are you agreeing to this?
Yeah, of course. I'm sitting next door.
Okay. Yeah. So the amount that they said you agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you left something there.
Yes.
Okay. And then there was a letter.
Okay. No, sharp. Come back to Joburg. 2 days later, she follows me. We're back with my dad's at my dad's place again.
Okay.
Hey, man. So now we are married. Now I'm still young. I don't have experience of relationships. You know, it's just confusion. And my dad is seeing this. My mom will go orange farm now.
How old were you at that time?
I think I was like 23, 24.
Okay.
Yeah, 23, 24.
And how old was she?
She's like a year older than me.
Okay, so she's older than you. Okay.
Yeah, just a year older.
Okay.
Disclaimer.
Yeah. And how many months?
Okay. Age is just a number. Yeah, I thought about.
You're emphasizing. You might find that it's 1 year, 11 months, and 32 days.
No. Just
okay, just 1 year.
Yeah, just
you're
1
making
year.
sure we understand that part.
100%. Yeah, just
Okay.
like when I think back about the political degree, if I went to study politics, now I'm thinking actually I didn't need to study politics. In South Africa, all you need to know is who to say chief to and who to say mchana to.
Yeah.
Then you are in.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. No, that's true. Yeah.
So I thought about the same thing when it comes to age,
Okay.
It's just a number.
Okay.
We share the same things. We share the same aspirations. We love each other, so everything is okay. So she's there. She doesn't mind that I'm stuck with my dad actually in the bedroom.
Okay.
So now I'm in contact with that businessman in England.
Okay.
Hey, this is what's happening now. I'm here. Well, obviously now he's happy that he knows I have a relationship. I'm in a relationship. But obviously there's no child. It's just he's thinking it's just a casual or relationship.
Yeah.
It's not what it is right now. He says, I have a friend in Joburg who owns properties there. So if you guys want to go and lodge there until you guys, at least you will be closer to places where you need to look for work or start small enterprise or whatever. So he links me to this person. Now I'm moving with a wife, you know. So now I'm a husband.
But do you still have not finished the lobol?
No. Remember, this situation happened in January.
Okay.
Now I'm talking about now in February. This is now when we are making this arrangement. Because now we have to work. Remember, we came back from England. It was, I think, November.
Okay.
So it was that Christmas period.
Yeah.
January.
Yeah.
I'm going to Zanini.
Okay.
February.
You have to now move.
I have to now move.
Okay.
From the Val to Houghton.
Okay.
So we are there now. We're looking for opportunities. Everything's fine. We meet people again. They interested in investing in the ideas that I'm presenting.
Okay.
Basically, the ideas that I'm presenting is like initiation, as in the rite of passage, is quite a rich tradition.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't know about this until what happened in my family. And I think this culture, this tradition must be continued, but in a much more regulated and empowering manner. How do I now use the skills as an anthropologist to make an impact or advise, you know, whatever institutions that are there to regulate this process. So it's either I have to start an enterprise, you know, or maybe integrate into the already existing institutions. But obviously, the first prize is let me start an institute because I now really want to become an educator.
Okay.
You know, I have the art skills, but I can also like research. So I'm there. I can probably earn a living out of this, right? So this is now what I'm presenting to the new people, the new audience that I'm meeting. I'm seeing that my person now...
Your wife.
Yeah, my wife. Sorry. is not reciprocating the energy that, you know, I'm putting because maybe this is not her terrain.
Okay.
And I'm understanding that. But I'm also like thinking, what else does she wants to do?
Okay.
No, me, I think I want to become a teacher. What. Okay, how far? School, matric, dropped out of college, whatever, because of financial issues. That's why I ended up with the UPE opportunity, going to London, Donny. Okay, never too late. Where do you want to start? I don't know, maybe college and that. Okay, look, through these friends, let me see if you can find something in the meanwhile, save some money, then get yourself to college or whatever. Do what you really want to do. One of the friends that I'm talking to about my wife says, I have a friend that I know at one of the prestige schools, I won't mention, in Joburg, one of the top private schools in Joburg. So if your wife is interested, I'll set up an appointment for her to go and meet the principal of that school.
Okay.
But more of a preparatory section of the school, not the senior level. She goes there, she meets the principal of the preparatory school, and she lands herself a job.
Okay.
This job now puts her at a very good position to either go do an ECD program or a full BA program in education. Now I'm having these investors and people around me who are willing to invest, you know, resources into the programs that I want to run. So now I'm not really, you know, worried about work and so on. She goes to work. Suddenly, her mom says, who happens to be a teacher back in Zanin, retires from becoming a teacher. When she retires, she joins this multi-level marketing schemes, right? You're going to make 100 million now. You know, you invest this much.
All the pension fund money?
Well, I don't know the details, but...
A lot?
A lot. So she apparently like invested quite a lot of money into these things.
Ooh.
My wife now gets interested into this get rich quick schemes.
But Triple M, you guys remember what Triple M
Yeah,
days?
those kind of situations. Yeah,
Yeah.
those kind of things. Yeah, but Triple M were in. Yeah, those kind of things.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you know what? If I were you, I'd rather focus on the job, this opportunity.
Yeah.
It might not be paying you, it's just giving you a stipend, but I'd
It's
rather focus on
something.
this.
Yeah.
So she would now demand money from me to invest into these schemes. Because apparently, like, obviously, her mom would say, Joanna, when you join, obviously we're going to work together, this and that, this and that. She joins these things. So most of the money now is spent there. Her energy is spent there, right?
How much would you say from your side you guys had invested in those?
I think I must have invested around 30,000.
That in that time?
Yeah, in that time.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It was quite a substantial amount of money. And mind you, at that time, we don't have a place to stay. We are lodging at this guy's property. He lives in London. He's a banker. He comes here. When he's here, he's probably here for a week. But we're just like looking after the house. And
Okay.
he's not paying us anything. We're not paying rent. So she started losing focus on the job now. She's focusing on this bogus, I don't know what you call them.
Schemes, yeah.
Yeah, the pyramid schemes. It started getting me worried, but at that time, remember, I'm still young. Also, I'm kind of like, I don't know this experience because obviously her mom, she's older than us. She knows. She probably would have even known who somebody else got rich. And
But
then-
were they making money from that?
well,
at
I wouldn't
first?
know Owamie, to be honest, because I was really not invested into that.
Okay.
That was not my passion.
Okay.
But I think also they almost like wanted me to be part of that because I'm an outspoken person. I'm an extrovert, you know.
Yeah.
So they thought if we have Daniel on this, this thing's gonna
We'll
move
sell
because
more,
will
yeah.
sell more because he's got lots of friends. Daniel is just like an outgoing person,
Okay.
and he's articulate, and you know he can understand this plan better than even the wife,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So they were trying to get me into this, but really I wasn't that much interested.
Okay.
Fast forward now, we now had to find our own place to live. We get our own place here in Josie. 2011, she falls pregnant.
Okay.
Wow, I'm excited. You know, this is what we wanted. We actually like planned.
Okay.
Yeah, so like we planned that
You're going to have a child.
we're gonna have a baby. With that excitement, I'm like, you know what, Wena, you are my wife. So let's go to Home Affairs and finalize this deal now.
Let's lock
Close
it
the
in.
deal. Let's close this deal now.
Okay.
We get our friends to accompany us to Home Affairs more as witnesses. Obviously, now we need to get like.
But when you're going to Home Affairs, have you finished Lobola? Not yet.
Those things for me. Now remember, a bit of me is more like westernized. You know, so having been born in Joburg and never actually experienced a lot of the traditional customs and so on, Dilotabo Lobola and so on were not really something that I took serious.
Okay.
You know, not out of
Disrespect or anything.
disrespect
it
or
was
ignorance.
Not,
It was just not like I need to. I thought like we're gonna have like a traditional wedding. You know, let's save up. Let's buy a flat, and then when we're ready, we're gonna have like that wedding, and then that's where maybe that issue's gonna come up.
Okay.
You know, but we're just going to Home Affairs because I love you and I feel like you're a perfect person for me. You know, I don't even mind these things that you're doing with your mom. You know, I don't think they affect me, but I really would have preferred for you to focus on building a
Work.
career.
Yeah.
Building a career for yourself. So we go to the Home Affairs, get witnesses, and you are taken in there. I'm now Mr. Mogoena. She's Mrs. Mogoena.
Yeah.
I
Well,
love it.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. My family doesn't really know about this. You know,
her family.
Her family. I'm not sure if she told them, but I didn't obviously now tell them that this was something. Obviously, we told them that we were expecting a child.
Okay.
So also, I'm thinking they are excited that these people, at least, you know, they love each other, despite the cultural differences, you know, something's going to work out for them.
Yeah.
So we are now officially a husband and a wife in terms of the law. But, you know, I don't see the red flags of what this person is not taking the employment issue and the academic enterprise serious. You know, as much as we come from the very same backgrounds, the adversity, I'd say, you know, we both come from separated parents and having grown without the resources and so on. The best thing we could do for ourselves is to just have skills and build our lives from there. But she was not reciprocal. So I was the one who's just putting more effort, talking to people, writing proposals, doing all these things. And I guess she didn't have the skills. And I didn't mind, but it was a red flag which I could have seen. This thing is not going to work, because also how the marriage was done, I mean, the thing was done, it was not adequate, for lack of a better word.
Okay.
So we live together until the baby is born. So the child is born. So in fact, we moved back to our family home in Sebokeng.
Okay.
Yeah. So my gogo's home that my gogo lived. We moved back there.
What was the reason of moving back? Were finances a problem?
Yeah, just to save some money, you know, while she's going through the pregnancy.
Okay.
So avoid paying rent. It's about 4 easy and so on.
Okay.
You know, so let's move back. Kokasi, we have a car. You know, we can access places if we need to access places. But I think let's just go and have that experience of living without the cost, the rental and so on.
Yeah.
So we moved back to my grandmom's home for the duration of the pregnancy.
When she was pregnant, was she going to work?
No.
Now she's not going to work.
No, she's not going to work.
Okay.
So I'm taking the responsibility. Her parents are not really I'll say supportive, you know, because also, like, I don't have this experience of living with someone who's pregnant.
Okay.
I'm about to become a father. My parents are not there. Her parents are not there. So it's us.
Yeah.
You know.
You're just figuring it out.
Just figuring it out as we go. And I think that took a toll on me, now that I think about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say was one of the biggest things that was the reason? Was she having mood swings? Because I know pregnant women do, but what was the reason it took a toll on you? Because she's the one pregnant.
Yeah.
So how... Yeah.
Look, obviously, she's now moving into a new environment where she doesn't have friends, doesn't have all of that. So I have to spend almost every minute with her.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So it can be overwhelming.
Okay.
So it wasn't really about the mood swings and so on, but it was just like, now I have to spend time, like, all the time with this person who is going through pregnancy. And I have to be patient, and I have to understand. At the same time, I have to make ends meet.
Okay.
You know. So I'm there. I'm realizing also one of the red flags. My parents, my family is not really interested in this arrangement.
Did they have a reason?
Well, I'd say because I'm the firstborn between my mom and my dad. They always hold me in such high regard. So they would not want to say something that would disappoint me, you know. So I feel like they were talking amongst themselves and thinking, this is not our child. Daniel is not supposed to be rushing into things like this.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
However, we will not interfere. We'll just look, because obviously now they have a sense of her family back in Zanin and what the expectations are and what her parents are doing and what she's doing. So my mom is not really like playing part in helping me to prepare for becoming a dad. My dad is also not playing that role.
His role, yeah.
So, you know, I'm there by myself, and I'm also like trying to see what's going to happen after the child is born.
Okay.
You know. So fast forward, child is born, and when he was born, he was incubated for some days because he was born with some condition where he needed to be in the care of professionals for some time. So that also was not something that we were expecting. We had to adjust to just the new baby. Now we have to be visiting the hospital every day. She's in pains. I'm also like exhausted, you know, because I think she had like a difficult labor.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm also trying to see if she's recovering,
Okay,
she's
yeah.
okay, and all of that. Family nowhere to be found.
Both.
Both.
So would you say maybe even her family wasn't too warm towards you? The same way it's like your family wasn't too warm towards her?
Now that I think about it, is that there was no male figure in
Both
our
lives. Okay.
lives. Yeah.
Okay.
So, we must dalela nje.
Okay.
You know, you do what you feel is right.
Yeah.
That kind of
You guys did. You guys did. Had a baby and went to home affairs and signed. Okay, I get that.
You know, and this, all of this, we are doing it out of, you know, the connection that we have with each other. I'm like, this is the woman of my dreams, man. Oh, we come from London together.
Imagine, it was meant to be.
It was meant to be,
Yeah.
you know. And we plan to have this child. So it's not like a mistake
surprise,
or
yeah.
surprise or ing. So, you know what? Things are going to work out. Things are going to work out. Obviously now things work out because, like I said, I'm a winner. And I'm always like
Pushing.
pushing. I think 6 months, after the baby was born, we get a new apartment in a leafy suburb again in Joburg, moving there, you know.
Work is going great. Everything is going
Everything
well.
is sharp, you know. I don't even think about that emotional turmoil and all of that. Everything is just sharp. We live there. She's still on multi scheme, pyramid schemes. And I'm kind of like, ish, why can't she try something, man? Why can't you register a company, try and do something? Nah, she's not there. She's following her mom. Her mom's lifestyle is almost like what she aspires to, you know. And at that time, now I don't know who took the pension money, and I'm not even there. You know, it's not my place to be here. So we obviously gonna struggle because I'm the one now who's having to look after everything, the family. Now we have a baby. It's her. I'm the only one who's working. So I find work at this NGO that promotes South African arts and culture in Europe, Eastern Europe to be precise. So I get a job as a project manager there. So my job is to put up like an exhibition in in all the cities that we earmarked for that particular season. So I get to identify potential artists in South Africa, take them to Europe for like a week, and so there's like a week program where there's like business people. So we're using that platform to connect business to business. So for instance, if we have a parastatal here, we'll take a CEO of that parastatal and match them with a parastatal of that particular city in Europe, including Russia. So now I'm spending my time traveling overseas. The money that I'm spending or that I'm living with her, she's investing it into
pyramid scheme.
So I'm in and out of the country, doing what I really love, meeting new people, creatives. Again, a red flag, I'm not seeing these red flags. But this person is not really, doesn't have aspirations to do anything. But I love her, After a few years, Project Idiafela, you have to start new programs. So, I push like that. And I realized that this is like tough for me because I don't have any supportive system, structure in place to actually talk about what I'm experiencing as a man, as a new dad. I'm just like thinking, well, as long as I have money to pay rent, support, put fuel on the car, this and that, it's fine. Not realizing that it's actually taking a toll on me, emotional. Fast forward, Owamie, this person, whenever things are going bad, almost like I don't have an income, she would pack her things, take the baby, go to her family. When I get a new project, she's back.
You would tell her, I got a new project now.
Obviously, we are communicating. Yeah, and I will tell her, now I'm doing this and that. Oh, well done, Papa. Okay, I will see you next week.
Okay. How did that make you feel, though?
Love is blind.
Ish.
Yeah, because I never really looked at her as a person who was disempowering. I looked at her as the queen and the mother of my son.
How would you justify that whenever maybe you're not having a project, she would leave?
It was quite disappointing. Yeah, I'd say, because I would expect, for instance, if I'm not bringing any income, she would
help, obviously. Yeah.
So if I don't have anything, she won't have anything. So she would then go back to her family and say, this guy won't buy this, And it would take her in for that, to say, that relationship is not working out, And then when things are going fine, she will come back. So she kept on doing that. Until...
But now, sorry, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Before she would leave, would you guys have a fight, or she would just pack peacefully so?
It would be, for instance, an argument.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not this and that, this and that, this and that. Oh, okay. Baby, I know I'm not doing what you expected me to do, but things are going to, work out. And then she will just pack up and leave, So, but one thing that helped me is I kept to my values. So I never actually was living like a promiscuous lifestyle. I would actually take that opportunity that when she's not here, I refocus.
Okay.
I do what I have to do now, because at least only a bit of a relief. Then when I'm set up again, I'll be the one who will tell her that, baby, no, this is where I am, what's happening. Then she would move back. I didn't know that this person is only just interested in my energy and just draining it, actually. Not reciprocating it, but just like draining it. Because, again, love is blind. Just like, I need to prove my family now that I can do this. That masculine affirmation of saying...
Don't smile, because I will laugh. And this is not funny. This is something serious, because I feel like that's also part of, what they call financial abuse in a way. You
Yeah.
know, it is a bit financially abusive, and it's also very much mentally abusive, So a lot of men actually experience things like that, and I think it's sad,
It's sad, and I think we don't talk about these things.
Yes, we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, because often we don't get opportunities to go to therapy. We rely so much on family networks, and if those networks are not there,
Then you're on your own.
Then you are on your own. So it is an abuse.
Yeah.
And we can't justify it. There's no any other way. It was just a series of abuse that happens, and whenever that separation happens, she's a victim.
Oh. Yeah. You're the villain.
Yeah, I'm the villain.
Okay.
So
now, how many times would you say maybe she had moved back home and back to, like, in that time where things would be okay and not okay?
Think about 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, think about 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 3 months, 6 months away, come back,
She would take 6 months away?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Would she come back, or would you go fetch her?
She would come back.
Okay. Okay.
She would come back. Because also, like, my thing was, like, my son, I want to be with my son. I want to see his growth. I just want to be there as a dad, because my dad was not there.
Not there, yeah.
So I think part of me got into that mode of saying, whatever happens, I don't care. I just want to be with my son.
Okay.
Right? So that was almost like a drive, even for me, to push more, because I really wanted to be the best dad.
Yeah.
Regardless of the challenges. So, 2020, COVID outbreak. I was already working for another company as a researcher, a political organization which I won't mention. There's an outbreak of a virus.
Okay.
People have to go work from home. The company decides we are going to retrench. I get retrenched. Get a bit of money. We spend the money together until the last cent. 2022. I'm trying new things to see if, we could maintain our lifestyle and so on. She still not doing anything. I take my savings from the pension fund from my work. I'm like, what I'm going to do with this baby is, because I feel like I need to upskill myself, So I'm going to get myself to school and sharpen another program that's going to supplement the skills that I have. And then, we'll see. I get myself to VITS. I'm doing my honors, my BA honors in applied drama and in theater, which is something that I always wanted to do. I've always wanted to become a speaker, but not this motivational speaker and sit in front of people. I've always loved to facilitate conversations.
Okay.
And I thought, have you met some of the actors and performers in England? I thought it was just like a beautiful thing to do. So I get myself to VETS to do this postgrad. She really doesn't like it, I think the message that she's putting to her parents is like, this man now is now behaving like a boy. He's saying he's going to school, what. I'm going full time because an honors program at VETS only takes a year, right? If you're doing it full time.
Yeah.
If you do it part time, it's going to take 2 years.
Yeah.
So I'm like, because we are working from home, like I'm not working anymore, literally, and there's like this outbreak of a virus, the classes also move online. This is going to be manageable. Auntie, she already is distorting the message to her family. Now I'm leaving her behind. I'm not taking care of her. She's suffering. She's she's presenting all this, victimhood, if you may call it, to her family. I complete my program. 2022 January, I'm start looking for opportunities now. February, I come back from somewhere. It's a Sunday evening. I find her sitting in a sitting room having wine. She usually was now overindulging in alcohol, something which was also like very disturbing, which I raised with her family previously. And they didn't take me serious, when I told them that I'm living with this person for so many years now. I don't know, but there's something is not okay. Can we find a way to
help him?
To help her. Her mom stood up and said, "You're not going to play with my daughter like this." Her mom was there, her sister was there, because I called them to our place so that I can tell them, this is what I'm experiencing with this person. It's just not normal. And I'm not going to say, "Ke problem ya high." I'm also like in her life, so let's try and figure out how we could help her. They didn't budge to it. In fact, they said to me, if you were expecting a different person, you went wrong. This is not the person that, her sister told me that it's not the person that you're expecting. The person who would be enthusiastic with education and personal development. She's not that person. I was like, I'm already deep into this now. This relationship has been so long. There's a child in the picture. I just need to hang in here. But I could see that she's overwhelmed, and it's also like affecting me, and she's probably thinking, this one is pushing academic things, which means he's probably going to meet somebody who is going to connect with him intellectually, and then he might forget about me. So automatic arguments now based on, that kind of a thing. Where now I'm leaving him. Even try to get her counseling with one of my family members who lives in Atlanta. On that same call, she's telling my aunt, Daniel is not supportive to me. He's moving on with his life. He's leaving me behind. There and there, I'm like, actually, maybe that's what I'm doing. I'm not supposed to be leaving her behind. I'm supposed to be moving with her and just being diligent. On that Sunday, I come back from an engagement, business engagement. I get home, she's busy with drinking wine, playing loud music. I'm like, baby, every time when you come back home, you want to share with your partner what your experience was, what's happening in your day.
Yeah.
But normally she wouldn't be engaged. Yeah.
Is it even a word, engaging? She wouldn't engage.
Yeah, she wouldn't reciprocate.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was just like I'm wasting my brain energy even talking to this person because like she doesn't see the value in what I'm doing. So that day I'm like, it's normal. It's one of those days where I just have to just like switch off. Like, she's sitting in the sitting room. I'm like, baby, because you don't want to turn the volume down of the music. Now where I come from, I was talking to business people. I was like in a different space. So I don't want to come back into an environment where now I start drinking and loud music and so on. Can we, at that time, so her mom would come and pick up my son every Friday and take her to one of her siblings here in Joburg, not far from our place. So on the same week, my son was away. So maybe she's just indulging, at least when my son is not away, is not around, But normally when she does that, the night will end up in violence. She would be so aggressive, she would literally be physical with me, and
she would beat you up.
Yeah.
With her hands.
With her hands, with the object, with anything that she would find. I'm just so lucky because I can duck. Owamie. it was such an experience.
So I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at your the way you said it. But that's very traumatic.
Very. And
did you ever at one point beat her back?
I think I would have. Yeah, I would have not beat her, but I would have used my physical
force to maybe push her or something.
To calm her down.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. What would be one of the reasons of the fights that would end up in in her being physical with you?
Alcohol.
The moment she's drunk, she would just start coming at
Yeah.
you even if you didn't say anything to her.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. She would say things that were demeaning, and if I try to say anything, then I sugil. You know. And now this is the person that I don't know like this, but now
were you physically strong enough to can beat her if you wanted?
I've never beaten her, so I couldn't test myself.
Okay.
You know. But I knew that whenever she gets those episodes, it's easy for me to just hold her and just like cuddle her and just like talk to her nicely, you know. But at some point where for instance, we out to see friends and that behavior starts, it would be a challenge, Owamie. It would be a challenge to even get her home.
She'll be beating you in front of people?
She will be rogue. She will be rogue. So it's a bit of a shame for me, but I'm open about this story because I want to get it off your
chest.
Yeah.
But then when she's now sober and back to her mind, would she apologize?
Not necessarily. She would always act as a victim. So, what's the word? She's a narcissist.
Okay.
You know, it's all about how much I can get from this person, and if there's no more, then I'm a victim. He's wrong.
You know, now when you're talking about how she would be so violent, now I'm thinking, Haibo, that girl in London did well by staying away from you. She would have really maybe stabbed her. Because I remember that's what she said to her, and you were like, I don't think she doesn't look like that. Yeah. But if she's at a point where now she's being physical with you, then maybe she even meant what she was saying. I don't know.
So through Vits, I was able to get in touch with some therapists. So during that process of that situation, I'm like, I'm going to get myself into therapy. I'm going to have to speak to someone about what I'm experiencing right now. But hang on. I think she needs to come into this as well. You know.
Couples therapy.
Yes. I'm proposing it to her. Baby, let's do this. It's online. Literally, we are on Zoom. We're at home. Let's talk to a professional. Let's open up. I don't want those things. So advice that I would give to her, you know. So obviously now, therapy is not an easy thing. If I'm saying I'm bringing you into therapy, it means you are going to tell a therapist that Daniel is beating me up. Hey, Daniel is being violent with me. Daniel is living a promiscuous lifestyle. Daniel is not sleeping at home. Daniel is abusive. You know, those are the things that you would want to open up to a neutral person, right, as opposed to a family person. She doesn't want that. Oh, okay. Now I go through that because I'm feeling overwhelmed and I need to talk to someone. Back to that evening, that Sunday evening. So I'm leaving her there with her music and her wine. I'm like, she's going to get over it. I was saying, you know. I go to our bedroom. I'm sleeping. 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning, I'm hearing the bang, bang. Doors are banging. The wardrobes are banging. I'm like, hey, I wake up. Hey, man, what's happening? Hey, she's howling. She's crying. She's screaming. She's putting out clothes from the closet. Yeah, now I want to go home. I'm tired with you. She's crying. I can't even understand what is the issue because I'm just waking up from a sleep. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. She's overindulged. She's violent. She's all these things. I'm like, I try to calm her down. Oh, baby, let's sit. Can we calm her down? Give her 3, 4 o'clock in the morning because she's been making all that for hours. And now I'm worried the neighbors. And now the neighbors are getting used to next
All
door
this noise.
abuse kamole, man. You know, now the shame in the community. It's like, let's take a walk. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, sweetheart, we can't take a walk now. Let's go lie down. Wait until this like 100 in the morning. Then we'll take a walk. We'll go sit in the park. We'll talk. We liked those kind of things of walking in the park, having like a conversation. That was our retreat, you know, almost every week. So we go to the bedroom. Let's sleep. Let's try to relax, like repomole. In the morning around 6 o'clock, I could hear her opening the door as if she's going to like the bathroom. Okay. 30 minutes later, she's not back. She had the tendency that when she's drunk or she has overindulged, she would go out in the street in the middle of the night and just run around.
Dressed though?
Dressed. She would run around, we would look for her. I would go to the police, get the police. It was just like a hell. So 30 minutes later, where's this person? It's like around 5:30 in the morning. Where could she go at this time of the morning? Hey, I wake up. When I open the gate, I can see no one in the street. Like, man, this person must be in the house. I go back to the house, I look around, she's not here. I decided to dress up. I'm like, something's not right. Because she was drinking last night. Obviously, she's still
drunk,
a bit
maybe.
tipsy, you know. And with the previous experiences, I know that she can get really, really overwhelmed.
So when she after you guys would find her, would she tell you why or where she was going, or she would have blackouts moment?
And she will just come back and say, no, I was with a friend.
Okay.
And in some instances, she got victimized.
Oh. How did you feel about that as her husband? And were the perpetrators ever arrested?
No. When I asked her to go open a case, she wouldn't go and open a case. She would say, I don't know these people. I don't know. Where were you? I don't know. At some room somewhere.
How did that make you feel?
Really sad. Really sad to know that this person's life is now depending on me. And when I try to talk to my family about it, obviously they will say, but we told you.
Yeah.
You know?
Her family is not really open to helping.
Her family is not open to helping. So.
Was she a good mother though?
I wouldn't say she was a good mother.
Okay. Why?
Because of that culture of drinking and not really
knowing herself and basically losing herself.
Yeah.
So she would still continue drinking even when her son was around. Okay.
So I walk, I'm like, okay, now I'm going to have to like go to the police station again. Because like even the police station, they know me, they know her, you know, they know her.
If it's here, something is off.
So I'm like, okay, let me go to the police station, try and get help there. As I walk past the police station, because the gate is like further up, the policeman is howling at me. Hey, Mkwena. Hey, come on. Hey, man. Okay, so I go there. I get there. She's sitting at the church office. The policemen are like, yeah, your wife is here. She's saying that you are denying her to take her clothes. She wants to leave, but now you are denying her to take her stuff. So she's here to get an escort so that she can go and pick up her clothes.
Was she still tipsy at that time?
She's still tipsy. She's still tipsy. And obviously there are women police there who know her, you know. And I kind of like, but why are you continuing with this life? You need to,
Let her go.
yeah. So they're like, okay, she's saying she's waiting for her mom, so you can go, Daniel. I tried to talk to her while she's like, no, what? I can't remember what she said, but she's still tipsy, you know. I'm thinking, it's one of those things, she's going to do what? Come back. I go home. When I go home, she doesn't come back that day. It's a Sunday. Monday morning, she pulls up with police. Coming to pick up my stuff. Oh, where's one guy? You know, I'm not even thinking, because it's a Monday, the child is supposed to be at school. So I'm thinking from Kempton Park to where we live, they would have dropped the child at the school. But also I'm thinking, but the child didn't take the uniform and the stationery and everything is here. But at the time, I'm still overwhelmed with this event. Mutukole, she gets to the bedroom, she's picking her clothes. Chaka, chaka, chaka. I'm like, babe, the policeman is waiting there. I'm like, can't we talk about this? No, I gave you an opportunity. I said, let's go for a walk. When I didn't want to go for a walk, so I'm done, I'm going. Oh, okay, all right. Now, my experience of her going and coming back, I'm thinking, it's one of those things. But at least I'll have some breathing. Until the lady went to the school with her mom, lied to the principal and said, no, we can't afford to pay the school fees, so they want to remove the child to another school. So they were given a transfer or whatever, right? But naturally, I would have to consent to that, or ordinarily rather. So they go and uproot the child from school. The following day I go to the school, my child is not there. I'm thinking, okay, Kempton Park, or probably they're driving her to school in the morning and picking her up in the evening. Third day, I make a call. Now, the child has not been to school for 3-4 days now. What's happening? Yeah, what do you think? What do you think? I'm at home now with the child. How, you're at home? Where? In Kempton Park? Don't you know my home? Your home where? Tsanin, I'm at Tsanin. Can't you, where do you think I come from? How?
So whenever she would leave, she would go to Kempton Park and not Tsanin?
She would go to Kempton Park and from Kempton Park travel to Tsanin. Okay. So she will be in Kempton Park with her sister for like a week. And then after that, make arrangements, go to Tsanin.
Okay.
So I'm like, Tsanin, so far. How do you just take off the child from school and then go to Tsanin? Yeah, because it's over. I've been telling you it's over. When you fired us, you said we must leave. How? Like, this is not right. How can you do that? No. Now the emotions are high. She would hang up the phone. Hi, okay. Would then talk on the phone. Yeah, I'm looking for the school for the child. What? But how do you take out the child from school in the middle of a year? This is now in March, and then take him to a new school. Like, what's happening? Are we separating? Are we breaking up? Is it the divorce? What's happening? I'm not clear. Yeah, what do you think? Do you think I can just come with the police if this was just a friendly walkout? I'm like, hey, this is now serious. Now I don't know who to talk to. I'm like, I'm going to have to find a way. I don't know how I managed to get to one of these groups called, it's an organization called Dads in the Picture. So I'm like trying to connect with other dads, and see like, how can I get help? The first thing, the dads are like, hey, what you're going through, most of us dads are going through the same thing. Whenever there's a separation, the mothers always take the child. So what do you need right now? I'm like, I'm overwhelmed. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, okay, put you into contact with a psychologist. At least talk to someone. Because I see those processes therapy, like, apart from like family and so on. So I get to speak to a therapist, and she's like, yeah, well, your situation, maybe let's bring her into this process as well, you know. So again, she doesn't want to come to therapy. I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna go through now the normal processes of social workers, family advocate, what. Get an appointment with a family advocate in Polokwane, where it's a jurisdiction because the child is there. Invite her into a mediation. She's like, I'm not coming. How? So how are we going to solve this thing? No, I'm not coming. I'm not interested. I'm busy. This and that, this and this and that. Okay, fast forward. I think 9 months later, even 10 months later.
At that time, the 10 months, you had not seen your son?
I've not seen my son.
You've not spoken to him?
I've not spoken to him.
Wow.
She's denying me access to my child. Also, then I don't know who I'm going to involve into this. Zanin is far. Okay. I'm trying this family advocate office as well. She doesn't show up. They give me a referral, like go to a family court in Zanin, where in Goangoa, where she lives, so that they can try and get into court. I do that. I don't know. So obviously now the social workers are supposed to write to her or go to her place and try and get her summoned to come and appear in like a family mediation process. During that time, actually, I'm back in Joburg. I'm waiting for the appointment. I'm waiting for them to call me and tell me the day of mediation so I can go there and then we can try and resolve this thing. Like, I'm more interested in parental plan more than anything else because I failed all my efforts in trying to get her to understand how important is she to me. Failed. So now I'm interested in just getting a parental plan. How are we going to do this thing now? I don't know what I was doing on Facebook. I'm kind of like, let me just check, man, what this person who busy in Zanin. I'm checking, you know, when you check when somebody where a person has checked in, you know, on Facebook, not really on her
on the feed.
On the feed, yeah, but on like where she's been checking in.
Okay.
So I'm seeing this person has been checking into this esoteric prophet, you know, this prophets of all these esoteric prophets who was just like, yeah, you're going to have a miracle, you're going to have this. She's checking quite a lot of this thing. So I'm like kind of interested or inquisitive for it. I wonder what is she talking to these people about. How? Until these conversations, I think a week later, I'm hearing her commenting on one of the comments. Yeah, I'm quite disappointed because I have a boy and a girl, something like that. Okay, boy and a girl. What's going on here? This is like 9 months after, 9 months, 10 months. Boy and a girl, okay. I call her and I'm like, can I speak to my son? She gives my son a phone. Like, boy, why didn't you tell me that you have a little sister? My boy's like, yeah, her name is so and so.
Did the mother not quickly take the phone?
She didn't realize now that what we were talking about. I don't think she noticed. I'm like, hey, okay, I'm overwhelmed on Owamie, as you can imagine. This is a person that has just left like 9 months ago. She already has a baby. So the whole time when she's absconding the meetings and so on, she's concealing
that she's
the
pregnant.
pregnancy.
So at that point, did you immediately think maybe the child is mine?
No, not at all. Not at all. So she's already have a child. She's keeping my child there. Now I fight this battle of trying to get the appointment with family courts and so on. They are delaying me. Like, I'm just disheartened. Like, I don't know what to do because I've never been through this experience now of going to the court and social workers and so on. Shame she blocked me from her phone. I couldn't have access to the child. So now I have to rely on the system, the social workers, the legal aid and I don't have the finances. They are all letting me down, Owamie. The child is growing up there. I don't know what my child is going through. Her parents are also like lying to me. They're not talking to my family. It's just a mess. So I'm here because I'm still experiencing the same thing. So we end up going to court because she filed for a divorce. So the reason she filed for divorce is because now the new child is about to be born now. Is going to carry my surname if she doesn't divorce. Yeah, she's not divorcing because she wants out. She's divorcing because now she's caught up in a situation where she's still using my surname.
So now, did you guys divorce?
Yeah, so
the divorce was finalized. But with the divorce finalizing, usually I've heard that before you finalize the divorce, if the child is involved, they also involve the family court. Is that what they also did with you guys?
Yes, they did that with us. But obviously, the reason I'm telling this story is because these officials, government officials, are so incompetent and are really not really doing their work the way they're supposed to. We could go into details why I'm saying that, but I don't think we'll have time for that. But the experience that I had with the family court and the social workers is they're just using a generic approach to every situation. Your situation is not special. In fact, the magistrate there told me before even the process starts, the mothers are usually the ones that have to stay with the child when there's separation. So I'm pro-mother, this and that. She's already biased before even the process of mediation starts. And for that process to even start, which I've been pushing, you'll find that their telephone is not working in those courts. So for me to even get a follow-up, it means I have to go to Zanin. It might just to go and ask how far. I have to go to Zanin because the telephones are not working. Nobody's willing to give me their personal numbers. So it's just a strenuous process. I had to write to the Minister of Justice. I had to write to the Minister of Social Development and just say, I need justice for my son. Help me. This is what I'm faced up with. For them to actually give me an appointment is because I had now written to the minister. Imagine. Just imagine what dads are going through in this country. They've just been turned away because usually it's the mothers who take the fathers to the courts for the maintenance issues and so on. But in this case, where a father is actually trying to get primary care for the child, they're not budging.
I think they are just useless, and I am so sorry to say this. Their incompetence is so annoying, and it's actually both ways. My sister and I are in court. This is year 3, just to have my father support my sister. I've had to literally sell one of my cars to take my sister to college. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because if I didn't do that, my sister would still not have a diploma. Yet the system is there.
Yes.
They are just so incompetent. They infuriate me to the last level. They feel like they're doing you a favor by helping you whilst they are getting paid for the jobs that they're supposed to do.
Yes.
It is something that is really just so sad. And I am so sorry that you obviously, have to go through that, because I can see that this issue has really affected you a lot, But when you came here, you do have your son.
Yes.
Is it the one you're talking about?
Yes.
So at least I've got good news. Please just let us know how did you now get your son back?
So the family advocate had given the recommendation to the court that she needs to be the primary carer of the child because the child is now integrated into
the new school,
Zanin and whatnot. So they recommend that the child will come to me during school holidays. So that has been the plan. It's not an official parental plan. It was just a recommendation that was given to the court by the family advocate. For now.
Okay.
So he's been coming. I've been playing my part. But whilst he's been coming to see me, I could see that I'm very concerned that my son's health is not fine. He's not okay. And so I then said, we need to talk about this. I feel like every time when my son is here, when I'm asking him what are his activities there, there's no activities. My son doesn't have friends. He doesn't play. He doesn't have extramurals. He doesn't have any other activity besides going to school, coming back home, going to school, weekend, nothing. Where is the mother? Moved on.
She's in a new
She's
relationship
in a
with
new
the father of her
the
child.
child.
And
When I told that to these social workers, the advocates, this is what's going to happen, they never listened to me. So they said, no, we'll go and assess the environment and don't interview the child. She caused the child to lie to the social workers to say she's living with the child. Now the child is telling me, no, moto, move it on. Now I'm stuck there with the grandmother.
Yeah. So what is your next move now?
It's quite an emotional thing for Owamie to ask me that, because when I suggest things like professional help, she doesn't budge. She doesn't listen. She's so arrogant. She's so demeaning. So I've taken to myself to say, I want to help my child, so I'm going to get him professional help. So today, actually, before we came here, we just came from our first appointment with a therapist. So we just literally saw a therapist for the first time with my son today, and it was quite emotional when we left, because I've been trying to explain to him how important is therapy because of the things that he's been telling me that are going on in his life back in Zanin. And so when we walk out from the therapy today, he's like, Dad, I'm so grateful for you, because everything that you've been telling me about this, I'm so relieved. You've been telling me that this is about healing. And I'm so relieved, because I never thought that I'm going to be able to talk about what's happening. And I was not in that room when he was talking to a therapist. Mm-hmm. But I feel like he opened up to somebody who's neutral, and he's going to get help. So what the mother is doing now is calling him every day and telling him that she needs to come back home. He needs to come back home. And now my son doesn't know what to do. I would rather be with him in this journey of him getting healing, and also just reintegrating him back so that he can have friends and he can live a normal life as a child. But I don't know where I'm going to start. I just have to take every day as it comes and just see, because I might also be wrong on the side of the law. But I don't know. I just feel like for his best interest, he needs to go through this process.
Yo guys, please, I don't know, but I feel like if obviously she took your son and your son is now staying with his grandparents and she has moved on, woman, why do you do that? I don't get that part. I really, really don't. I don't understand women that punish men with children. Why don't you just do what's best for the child? But I feel like, if I don't even know. I don't know if maybe you can be able to approach the court, which again, the same court that I keep talking about, they've been giving us the runarounds. It's year 3 now. Mm. They are so incompetent. Government workers suck in almost every single department that you go to. Mm. And I think what is so sad of the fact that these people don't understand that they're actually playing with people's lives.
Yes.
Because your son was here. He's so reserved. Mm. He's so reserved. I even had to ask, how old are you? Mm. And he said his age, but you can see him, he's so reserved. So what you're saying that he doesn't have friends, yes, I would believe because of how reserved he is. I have a 10-year-old nephew, and he's more, out of the shell than your son, who is a little bit older than him. Yeah. So it really is just such a sad situation, and I am so sorry. I think the reason why I'm getting so emotional is the fact that we talk about fathers that are absent all the time, you know, but more fathers that really want to be in their children's lives, and the mothers are making it difficult. I feel like most of them do not come out. So you coming out here and sitting here and seeing how your face has changed the moment you started talking about your son really just does break my heart, because I don't believe that anyone deserves to go through all that, you know. So I am so sorry that obviously I got emotional as well, but
It's okay.
I don't know, like what do you, if there was any help that maybe someone out there could be able to help you with, what would that be?
I think for me to have a way to have an income so that I can fight this battle with a little bit of resources. And I don't know if I can get an attorney who can help me on pro bono, something like that, because I really think that, for instance, there were instances of bullying at school with my son, which the mother did not report to me. And when I went to that mediation process with the social workers, I already told them that this was quite something that's going to happen, because knowing my child's demeanor and how he is. In June this year, when he came for June holidays, my son was already telling me that he really wants to go for circumcision. The mother was calling me, telling me I need to take the boy for circumcision. And I sat with my son down and said, but you only 12 years. He was 12 years then. This was June this year. Why do you really, what's so fussy about circumcision? Apparently he's been bullied at school because he's not circumcised. I had to get him to circumcision just because I want to avoid him being bullied at school. I had to write to that school and try and deal with this issue of my son being bullied. And other issues of corporal punishment at school, all of those things that my son is experiencing. I'm having to deal with them remotely, because at least I have some level of education, you know. But I can imagine a dad who can't do these things that I'm trying to do. So to answer your question, Owamie, I don't know what kind of help I would be asking for, but I'm really like feeling despondent and powerless, because I feel like if I'm letting my son go, I would have let him down.
Yeah. I want to recommend, I want to say that I'm so proud of the fact that you are a dad that is trying his best to still have his son live a better life, you know. It's not a lot of fathers. We are living in a community where most of us, we have father wounds because our fathers don't want us, you know. And so to see you like come here to try and also just raise awareness, to also just show others out there, because you're not the only one. You're not the only one. It really is just something that is so commendable. And I think that loving fathers like you should actually take the platform and actually also speak up of the things that they go through. Because, you know, I don't know, but I really pray and hope that there's something that we'll be able to do and just help you in the situation where you are in. So I will just ask for your CV. If you're watching and obviously you've been following the story and, you know, there's something that you can offer because you're very educated, you know, I just pray that at least someone will see you and give you a chance so that you can be able to fight for your son with resources, you know. I don't really even know, but I do have to just say that I'm really so sorry. And please do not stop fighting for your son, because people usually have this idea that men are the ones that can only be narcissistic. We also do have narcissistic mothers, you know, and please don't stop fighting for your child, you know. Please don't stop fighting for your child. But now, my question for you would be, what is your support system? Who is your support system?
At the moment, I don't have any support system.
Your mom?
My mom, during this Christmas, I had a bit of a chance to talk to her and just, open up to her and ask that she at least get my dad, speak to my dad, because my dad doesn't really take me serious. I don't know what support I will get from my parents, but so I spoke to my mom and she hasn't come back to me to tell me what's going to happen, but I've made them aware of what's happening, particularly with regard to my son's health, and my mom also saying that we've noticed that something is not right. Yeah, something's not right.
Do you have friends?
I do have quite a lot of friends.
Okay. Yeah. Are they also supportive? Do they know about what's happening? Have you opened up to them?
Yes. In fact, one of the friend who told me about your podcast.
Okay.
I've shared my story with, and first she suggested someone else, and then suddenly she said, "You need to go and speak to Owamie on her podcast." So I have friends, and I'm very open about
what you're going through.
What I'm going through. Yeah.
And you did say that you're still in therapy as well.
Yes.
Which obviously good. What advice would you give to fathers that are also in a position where the mothers of their children are making it difficult for them to even have any communication with their children?
Always find a way to remind yourself of who you are and the role that you want to play in your child's life, and forget about the drama. At the center of everything else, we need to look at the best interest of the child. So this idea of saying I'm going to stop maintaining to show her that I can, for me it's not going to work. Let's keep on doing what we can under the circumstances, and just believe that one day God will make a way. But also try to be present in your child's life as much as possible, because what I've noticed is my son is now being pushed into these churches now in Zanin. So my son, when it comes to the school excursions, he doesn't go. He goes to church. He goes to these churches where he's now delusioned now. He's now been told that he's also going to be a prophet. So I'm going to say to the fathers, especially for fathers who are raising boys, be there in your child's life and just instill your values, and be intentional, Don't do things and then leave them halfway. Try to look at the underlying issues as well. Because for instance, I write music, so I'm an artist. So the other day I'm sitting with my boy, I'm like, boy, you know how nice it is. This is how I write my music. So I'm showing him and I'm like, do you want to pick up a pen and a paper and just maybe write something as well? He writes a very sad paragraph where, for instance, he's saying, I have a secret, but I will never tell anyone this secret, but just know that I love you and I will come back for you. Up to this day, I haven't spoken to him about that paragraph. I don't know what it means for a 13-year-old. So there's an underlying issue. There's something that is happening, which I'm not being told, and the law can help me to find out what it is. The only way we can find out is for him being in therapy.
And so now that he's going to be going back when schools open, how are you going to now make sure that, he continues therapy with the same therapist? Is it going to be virtual, or he will have to wait again to come when school?
Obviously, he has to wait. Yeah, obviously has to wait. But hopefully not for that long, Owamie. I'm fighting.
You're hopeful. You're fighting.
Yes.
So I know that we do have social workers that actually watch the show. And my biggest request to you guys would be, obviously you guys have listened to the story I want you guys to can maybe help us. How can he best do it? Because number one, if the phones in Zanin are not working, Zanin is quite a drive from here.
It's about 500 kilometers.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Just to drive to listen what's happening, and they will tell you, nothing.
Yeah.
And then now, next month you have to do this. Like, it's financially draining, you understand? And also just a bit unrealistic. So I do not know if there's a possibility that you could also have social workers this side that would liaise with the social workers that side, and maybe they can try. I honestly just do not know.
Yeah, Owamie, the system is so fragmented. You know, they don't talk to each other, so there's no coherency. You talk to this one, next month is a different person.
Yes, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Someone is coming, they don't know anything about your case.
Yeah.
They're just talking. Guys, honestly, like, it really is just so heartbreaking. Trust me, I would not lie and say I know fully what you're going through, but I would say I've had similar experiences with the justice system just letting us down, you know.
Yeah.
And you go there so hopeful, thinking they're going to help, and when you just see the reality of what's happening, it's just so disheartening.
Yeah.
But I cannot imagine for you, because your son is at stake here, you know.
Yes.
But now the other thing that I have to ask is, have you maybe tried to go to the church that the mother goes to and try to talk to the pastor? Because what I've realized is that most women, you know, or everyone, as much as they can even disrespect their parents, if they believe so much in that church, they do take the pastors very serious.
Yes.
So maybe if you have not thought of that, that might be another way as well, where you can go to that church, sit down with the pastor and say, this is what's happening. Obviously, the pastor, she can't lie to the pastor of the fact that maybe she's not staying with the child if she's not. And you can just ask, like, what is the reason for you to take a child who the father wants to raise, only to dump the child with your parents and then move on with your life? That's evil. For me, that's pure evil. So maybe try and also find which church that is.
I don't think that would work, because also you can tell that these pastors are also delusional.
Now what I believe in is that I will go to a fool and make him think he is smart if there's something I want. The advantage that you have, I mean, I don't know if they're going to be watching, which is unfortunate, but, you know, when you go to someone as you're my last resort, these people usually feel like I need to make it happen. Trust me. Their egos are way more, because they're not doing what they're there to claim that they're doing. You understand? So maybe that could be another way that you could try, you know.
Yeah.
You're just tired.
Yeah, I'm tired. I really am
Understandably
tired.
so. And with the parents, what are they saying?
They're also not honest. Yeah, because, for instance, I could feel that the mother is not living with the child. And whenever I would call and mom, the grandmother, would pick up the phone, she would just say, no, the child is out with the mother. They just took a walk. So what happens now, my child is telling me already, on Fridays after school, I don't go to a grandmother.
I go to my mother.
I go to my mother.
Okay.
So he would have left that small phone at the grandmother's place. So that's why I wouldn't get hold of him
during weekends.
during the weekends.
Okay.
But when the grandmother picks up the call, she will just say, no, call him on his mom's phone, because they just took a walk.
Okay.
So the mother's not also coming forward
and being honest.
So
the father of that child is also in Zanin.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so. Well, I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't met him. I don't know anything about him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not interested, to be quite frankly.
Okay. So the biggest thing here, guys, is that obviously how can we help him when it comes to his child? Now, I know that a lot of you guys do contact and you do give help. Please, guys, please, I'm begging you to please do that. And also, if maybe you do see a job opportunity, he will send through his, or rather, you can give us your email address, right? Yes. I'll put his email address. Please do make sure that you do contact him, and he will forward you his CV, because I think that also, if you are fully on your feet, it will help. It will help in terms of the up and down. You'll be able to get things a bit quicker because you'll have the relevant resources to actually deal with that,
Yes.
And my message out there to fathers who are in your position is that please do not stop. I know that sometimes it is very much discouraging. Sometimes it really is because, they always say that, okay, men do not really have that support structure. And it's the truth, a lot of men do not have the support structure. But let me tell you something, your children will thank you when they're older, the fact that you fought for them and you never stopped. And always remember that your child is innocent. It's their mother that is basically doing all that. And I'm so happy of the fact that, you did say that the child basically was, I would say, sort of pressured into lying to the social workers to say that I stay with my mom. If it was someone that would have said, even the child is lying, the child is taking the mother's side, then I'm going to stop. But you actually do recognize that it's actually not him. He's just saying what he has been told to say. And I'm sure as a child he's even afraid that, if I don't say that, then I'm going to get into trouble.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate the fact that these stories are just so common. To my dear sisters, please do not use children for your own wars. Please do not use children for your own wars.
And extortion.
And extortion, yes. If a man broke your heart or you don't want a man anymore, but the man is a good father, let him continue being a father, because you're not doing it for him, you're doing it for your child. We have too many fatherless children out here for you to now create one whose father wants to still be a father to their child, and you are the reason why this child is fatherless because of your own selfish reasons, okay? I think that it's high time that people just be adults, like be adults, and look at the situation. If your child is staying with your parents, but the father wants the child and you know that you've moved on, do you understand that this child might grow up with abandonment issues, where this child just feels like both my mother and my father abandoned me? You spoke about how you had certain feelings and you were staying with your mother, or the fact that your father was not there. So I cannot imagine of a child that doesn't even have both the parents. The child is just put there. Meanwhile, the father is busy fighting for the child. It really is just so disappointing. And I think that, the social workers need to do better. You guys need to do better. And people in all these courts, you guys need to do better, honestly. Because
Absolutely.
the system is so slow. The system is so weak.
Yes.
And that's why abusers continue abusing.
Yes.
Because they know that the system is not really going to do much.
True.
So please, man, guys, I'm begging you guys, if there's any help that you can give, please actually do. What is your closing message that you would say? Do you have, because I'm sure this will reach even the mother of your child. Do you have any message for her?
I would just say, God is love. I don't know how I got through all of this up until now. Growing up in Orange Farm, being deprived what I actually aspired to do in life, but finding ways, finding people, connecting with people with honesty and resilience, the sense of resilience. So my last word would be be authentic with your story. If the mother of the child is watching this, I don't have daddy issues anymore. I've dealt with that. So right now it's about me being present in my child's life, and there's not going to be a day where I'm going to ostracize you or create a hostile environment between you and the child. You're always going to be in the picture, and that's what I would love. But most of all, I'd really want you to open your heart to seeing our child growing and developing in a nurturing and healthy environment, and not this drama that is happening, because it really is affecting him. And at this foundation stage, I call it foundation because He's still at primary school. We are preparing him to high school level. He needs to regain his confidence. So let's stop playing. Let's stop playing with this children's future. You know, because we are not the same. Other men like me who grew up in disadvantaged backgrounds like me, they end up in substance abuse. They end up in prison. They end up in all these unpleasant situations because we are not the same. So I thank God for the strength that I have, but it's not unique. It's not special. It's something that all of us, if we think about the future of these children, we can all do.
Wow. I didn't expect the ending. Again, you know, usually when stories come, they go through my PA, and she would just maybe brief me to say, okay, this person, and I'll be like, okay, book them. But I will not lie, my heart is so broken. But at the same time, it gives me hope, because we still have fathers out there that care, that just like you know. So please just continue. Please just continue.
Thank you.
Anyway, thank you so much for actually joining us, and thank you for making me cry.
Thank you, Owamie.
Literally, this is our second episode of the year.
Thank you so much for having me in this wonderful platform. I'm following you, and I'm going to keep on following you. And thank you for your warm heart and for just giving me the ear. I think I'm very grateful, and I'm honored to be here.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, Ninjas. As you guys can see, I'm sure a lot of you guys were crying with us here. But yeah, man, honestly, the message I think that we should also try and help push this year is the fact that we do have good fathers out there, and good fathers should be good fathers. Bad husbands do not necessarily mean bad fathers. Not that I'm saying you were a bad husband, but I'm trying to have everyone understand that, differentiate between a husband and a father. If a man is horrible to you but he's great to his kids, allow that relationship still continue with his children, you know. And yeah, I think that nobody has a right to play God with anyone's life. You know, so yeah, anyway, Ninjas, I love you guys, stay blessed, and please do not forget to contact us. I will have my email address here, and I'll also have his email here. So if you do know that there are any job opportunities, please just email him, and he will send you a CV. If you are, I feel like someone that has also gone through something like this, and you did find sort of like maybe a hack within the system, because honestly, I will not even lie to you guys. If you are someone that actually works, which high court is that?
The district court in Tzaneen. So
yeah, because I know people from Tzaneen also watch me. If you are one and you work there, or you know someone that works there, we need your help. Please, we need your help. Even if you're someone that will just, you know, give information so that you don't have to drive over 1,000 kilometers to go and come back, just to go and be told that, oh, the case is still here, or this and this. For updates, at least it will be able to save him. So please just send him an email. You can send me an email, and then we can be able to connect you guys, and you can be able to help. But anyway, from Owamie, I love you guys. Stay blessed, and I will see you guys in my next upload. Bye, Ninjas.